FOLUR, Food System Land Use and Restoration Project under JEF 7, specifically focused on generating multiple benefits for biodiversity, climate change, and land degradation through integrated landscape management, sustainable and resilient commodity production and farming system, and participatory restoration and forest governance. Indonesia is a mega diverse country and one of the world's largest producers of oil palm, cocoa, rice, and coffee. Approximately 64% of Indonesia's total land area is classified as forest land, representing some of the largest carbon stock in the world. The total forest area is approximately 120.3 million hectares, and non-forest area is 367.5 million hectares. Roughly 18% of the forest area is categorized as conservation forest, 25% as protected forest, 47% as production forest, and 10% as convertible production forest. Yet, these mega diverse forests are threatened by continuous deforestation and forest degradation. Forest governance is one of the persistent challenges faced by the country, intertwined by layers of nested jurisdictional system, poverty, livelihood vulnerability, and tenure insecurity. Additionally, competing land use priorities and allocations, especially for commodity and crop production, have led to more forest losses attributes to agricultural expansion into forests and protected peatlands. Unsustainable natural resources management has resulted in extensive land degradation. Degraded land in Indonesia was estimated at 24.3 million hectares. In line with the JEF 7 FOLUR Impact Program, the project strategy is predicated on integrated landscape management approaches, facilitated through multi-stakeholder collaboration in achieving genuine systems change that result in durable global environmental benefits and sustainable livelihood for local communities, both men and women. The project aims for a transformational change in sustainable commodity and crop supply chains and land governance, leading to a reduction in loss of high conservation value and high carbon stock forests in 5 jurisdictions in the country, such as Aceh Province, Target District Central Aceh, Commodity Coffee, Target Issue Special Autonomy, Gayo Specialty Coffee with a high demand in the world, Human-wildlife conflicts, primary forest coverage with logging moratorium in the province. North Sumatra Province, Target District Mandailing Natal, Commodity, oil palm, and coffee. Key issues: oil palm and coffee encroaching into state forests, lack of productivity driving expansion, smallholders have limited access to green value chains, human-wildlife conflicts, land degradation naturality hotspots for Indonesia. West Kalimantan Province, Target District Sanggau, Commodity target oil palm. Key issue: lack of enforcement, for example, enforcement on revoked concession areas and forest fire. Primary forest and peat land in province. Land tenure conflicts. Transformation from rubber to oil palm. South Sulawesi Province, Target District Luwu. Commodity, rice, and cocoa. Key issue: expansion of clove into forests by people from neighboring districts. watershed degradation affecting rice production systems, extensive land degradation in some areas of the province, expansion of cacao production into forests in some areas of the province. Southwest Papua Province, Target District, Sorong. Target commodity, oil palm. Key issue, customary tenure. Frontier landscape, primary forest coverage. Spatial autonomy, sustainable development province. High ecotourism potential and revoke concessions areas. Oil palm, coffee, cocoa are 3 of 5 globally traded commodities specifically targeted by the FOLUR Impact Program, for which growing demand as resources of raw material for global commodity trade in increased deforestation risks worldwide. While rice is one of the globally important staple food crops, the sustainable global supply of which is jeopardized by environmental degradation and the value chains of which are associated with loss of natural habitats, erosion of genetic diversity, overexploitations of land and water resources, overuse of chemical fertilizer and pesticides, increased greenhouse gas emissions, and inefficient practices that lead to food loss and waste. Indonesia plans to transform to low-carbon economy and build resilience into its food, water, and energy systems, primarily comprise actions in the agriculture, forestry, and other land use sectors. For example, sustainable agriculture and plantations, integrated watershed management, reduction of deforestation and forest degradation, land conversion, utilization of degraded land for renewable energy, and improve energy efficiency and consumption patterns. The project aims to foster and strengthen sustainable value chains of palm oil, coffee, cocoa, and rice through implementation of comprehensive landscape management approach, integrating biodiversity conservation, ecosystem restoration, and the sustainable production of cash and food crops at scale. The project has selected 5 target geographies, each one corresponding to provincial administration boundary, or we call it jurisdictions, and containing 1 key district considered the intervention landscape based on the criteria below. 1. Production landscape that remains critical for global environment benefits, but where remaining forests are threatened by expansion of commercial commodities. 2. Production landscape or system for globally important food crops or livestock that creates major externalities. 3. Frontier landscape where opportunity exists to preempt expansion and get ahead of commercial-driven forest loss. And the last, number 4, highly degraded landscape in need of restorations for the ecosystem services they provide to agricultural productions. The project is closely aligned with the National Medium-Term Development Plan, or we call it RPTMN 2020-2024, regarding the objective to mainstream green growth and low-carbon development. There is a significant potential for project to generate multiplier impacts beyond target jurisdiction through scaling up the integrated approaches to other parts of Indonesia. Further, the project will promote equitable representation and participation of women and men in landscape governance and management. Specific considerations of special needs of both men and women in conservation and or restoration of ecosystem functions and services will also be demonstrated. FOLUR Project Indonesia, collaboration for community, commodity, and conservation. Together, better.